Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd on the 6th of March 2017, and we'll see mostly pictures from Hawaii, but in the second group we'll have some photos from South Bethel, Arkansas. Akatsuka Orchid Gardens. Well, this isn't all about orchids, but you may notice I've run photos of these observatories several times, but the reason is I get to new places and can see them from there. It was very strange. I was lost all the time, and this looks like okra. I don't know what it was, but somebody maybe can tell us what it is. This little bug was on the wall at the first house we stayed in near Hilo, and I've seen similar bugs here in Arkansas. Don't know its name. Okay, this is a gecko, and it's also at that first house, and it was catching bugs every night. Mentioned that before. It wasn't just one there, actually. There were multiples, but some of them were brown and some of them were like these. This is the most popular color, I think, with people that keep them for pets. And I'd have brought one home, except I wouldn't know how to take care of it, and I wasn't sure they'd let me. But I'm sure you can get them shipped to you from someplace, because they're not just in Hawaii. But geckos are beautiful little things, and they're very friendly and eat a lot of insects. This is a white or sort of yellowish pale flower. I tried looking in the books for it. Could not find it. Probably see it when I go home and pick up one of the books or something. But anyhow, this was a beautiful flower with a bunch of sepals, or maybe they're petals. Okay, this is clearly an orchid. It was one that was pretty common in the south part of Hilo, and I saw him in other parts also. I never did find the name of this particular orchid, and I'd love to hear from anybody that can identify orchids such as these. But each one of these is something worth looking for, or something worth traveling to see. Okay, here's something that you may recognize, as that I've mentioned it in the past week or two also, sensitive briar. Small pink flowers, and they're legumes, and they're on Pinnacle Prairie and many prairies in northwest Arkansas. They may be slightly different, but they're too close not to call them by the same name and get away with it, since I don't know another name for them from Hawaii. These also are tiny orchids, and here's a flower that was quite common in the south part of Big Island, and it's a pale, well, not too pale, pink. Okay, now we're seeing from another place, looking out and seeing those mountains that have the conservatories on them, or observatories, I should say. I doubt there are any little school children up there getting conserved. Anyhow, this is the Hilo Bay, and this is a Catholic church there that I thought was very special. They had many beautiful churches, most of them built quite a few years ago by the different groups of religions, groups that came in over there. This guy was fishing in a boat. And until next time, do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green. See you. Here's the sensitive briar I've mentioned before today, and it's in the mimosa family, and Mimosa natale is what it's called here in this part of the world, and I'm just not sure what differences it might have from the ones we grow wild here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Okay, you just saw a white 4-petal, and now partridge pea or senna. I'm not sure which that is. And I saw it in quite a few places in Hawaii and never confirmed. Well, I didn't have, obviously, a book at the time. This is a Melotus officinalis. Okay, that's also can be seen in the U.S., but it's not a U.S. native. Here's seed box, Ludwigia, and it's very similar to what I'd call seed box here, and it grows in the water. It's a beautiful little flower. This tiny red thing I didn't get a name for, but they were beautiful and much smaller than they look in this sort of blown up shot. Okay, here's a white a pink legume now, which could be any one of many here in northwest Arkansas, but this one was in Hawaii. And here it is, similar at a different angle, and still another shot of it, because they are beautiful. Well, that one's a little different. Yeah, this is a different tiny legume, red. And it's coming up to something else. This is maybe mist flower, but there are 3 or 4 species that are similar to mist flower, and they grow in my yard and other people's yards, of course, and they're native. This 5-part leaf, well, we're back in Fayetteville for this one. I'll see it when it blooms, I'll tell you what it is. And this is not one of the white blooms we hate. It's one of the good ones. It's a plum flower. And now you're seeing a very tiny insect that wanted to ride on my finger for a short time before we got back on the hot pavement the other day. And here's the Claytonia virginica. This is the spring beauty. It's one of the earliest things in northwest Arkansas you'll see in bloom, and it's the favorite flower of the state's Native Plant Society, the Arkansas Native Plant Society, Claytonia virginica. And, well, I did show a lot of those. And here are more crocus. That's the same place that you saw another one where there was just one. And now 3 or 4 days passed, and I made the picture again to get the multiples here. And after that, we've got daffodil or 2. Everybody's got those in their yard starting to bloom, and that's par for the course here in northwest Arkansas. And then we'll see Omni 350 Climate Change Book Forum. That was Sunday afternoon, the 5th of March 2017. There'll be another one next month at the library. Till next time, do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green. See you. Hey, John Rowe, we got some pictures that you made in the last year.
Yeah.
And
hope I can remember them.
Well,
this is the 9th of March,
in
2017. 2017.
Recording at Public Access Television.
Right.
Okay, you recognize that toad?
Looks like an American toad.
Yeah.
And looks like echinacea or whatever.
Yes.
Call it. Coneflower. And
Steve
looks like the gay rights parade celebration after
in 2016 or 15.
Right.
And that was 16, I believe.
That's my stepdaughter, and I don't remember the hands.
Okay, somebody's making that picture, and I'm making the picture behind him or something with your camera. I'm not sure.
Yeah. And these are basket flowers planted in the garden.
Down in Frog?
Down at Frog.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And they hope they come back again this year.
I hope so too. For scattered enough seed.
Okay, those two swallowtails are in motion.
Right.
And it wasn't that you made a bad picture. I thought it was a good picture. They were in motion.
Right. I think they're on thistles, but as I recall. But
And you got a deer there, a doe.
yeah, that's in the evening. Bunch of deer across the field.
And that's,
I think that's wild potato vine, but I'm not certain.
I believe it is.
It's total volunteer.
It's a native potato vine.
And I don't know this clear winged, but I'm sure the tint of the wings has something to do with its identification.
Yeah, I know some people who could identify it.
Right.
I didn't attempt to.
And this is poke, skoke, or garget, and passion flower seed.
Yeah. You got two good species there.
Right, and I forget the name of this butterfly, but it's
Yeah,
an
I do
American.
too, but it's another little beauty. It's a tiny
little
one.
beauty.
And so we got a pretty
That
good
could be
close
its name. These are out in the yard on Bear Mountain. They're spider lilies that always come in the fall.
Uh-huh.
And attract butterflies like this giant sulfur
Uh-huh.
butterfly.
And
Cloudless sulfur, I think it's called.
yeah, I think it's cloudless, yeah.
And it would just hang around. It would not, but it was windy and it was nervous and it would light and fly and kept coming back. So
Well, you got great pictures of it.
pictures of it, right. This is my stepdaughter and her step siblings, and they had come down to visit the grave of a family baby. And this is a tree toad that hung around on I believe it's on my.
On a bucket.
No, it's on my water barrel I'd cut the side out of, not the water trough at the
You got
garden.
some great color from the foliage there.
Yeah,
That's
there
fine.
sometimes it happens. This is probably a acre saccharum sugar.
Good
maple.
detail on that little guy.
Good detail on his back there, and more maple from a distance.
Now, is that what you get the sap from when the time comes?
Yeah,
That's the
but
maple.
not that last
Not-
one. That's
not
red maple.
Okay.
And this is my stepdaughter's sons, one from South Dakota.
Look
And this
how
is right in front of the house where
blue
the
the water.
beaver have a dam and a den and under those rocks.
Ah,
And this is witch hazel or hamamelis, which is blooming this year only where its feet are in the water.
right.
And this is my daughter Annie Laurie and her brother Hardy Jr.
Well, John, thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for showing some of the
Well, yeah, those are
childish attempts at
very
nature.
great pictures.